I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome back, Brahmins. It is Tuesday, and congratulations are in order. Several of you received an email from Mr. Thomas yesterday. Check your inboxes if you have no tardies. We're going to do a no tardy reward for every student who's gotten to this point without a single tardy in their attendance history. You are receiving a free large sandwich from McDonald's. That's huge, guys. That's like $5. And so Mr. Thomas has a coupon for you, but you have to check your email and then go find him because he needs to mark your name off the list to give you that coupon. These coupons were given to us by the owner of the McDonald's that is nearest to the lake. So not the one on 70, but the one that's closest to the lake on 441. Those two McDonald's are not affiliated with one another. And so this coupon will only work towards the one that is down by the lake. So check your email and congratulations. Thank you for prioritizing getting to class on time every day, all day. Okay, if you have not yet checked, PSAT scores posted yesterday. Finally, they were the last set of scores from that SAT school day to post. So this week, you can link your Khan Academy to your College Board account so that your practice on Wednesdays is going to be more meaningful to you and directly related to your most updated score. So what happens is when those two platforms talk, the one tells it that, hey, these are the things that they did really well on, and so they don't need a whole lot of practice. And then Khan Academy develops lessons for those activities that maybe you didn't perform as well on. So your practice will be specific to you. So that's important that we link. And this is just a reminder to every student sitting in a homeroom class, you have EverFi modules that are due in 3 weeks. So by the end of the second quarter, that's December 16th, you have to have finished your alcohol edu, prescription drug safety, and vaping modules all completed through the EverFi platform. Your teachers are able to monitor your progress through that online platform, and all of those modules have to be completed by the end of this 9 weeks. Okay, I think that's all I have.
Speaking of PSAT, I have to shout out those sophomores and juniors. You guys did very, very well on those PSAT scores. Teachers, I sent out our data chat sheets and updated those with all the student scores for their PSAT broken down by area. So if you get a chance, check your email and see where they're at. I did color code things, surprise, that if they did meet that concordance score that they needed and they didn't previously have, it's on the OHS all page. It'll be green. Red is for algebra if they didn't have that. So we had, I believe, Ms. Myers, tell me if I'm wrong, 119 students who met that concordance score that didn't previously have that on our Algebra 1 exam. So that is a huge shout out to you guys. You guys have been working very hard and we see it. My second announcement is cap and gowns. I sent you an email. If you're a senior, go to your email, check your email. There is a link, click it, order. I did have a parent ask, hey, did my kid order one? I get a list from Jostens. So I have to check that list. Just have your parent contact me and I will make sure that you are on that list. But other than that, have a great day.
If we were going to have a trivia contest and you had to ask questions about Mr. Stewart, and one thing that he has never done or doesn't do too often is come in late to his job. I think in almost 30 years, you could probably count that many times I've been late on one hand. And one time was a dead battery, and I'm still mad about that. One time was the train caught me. That's been back in the 90s. But anyway, I have to commend you guys who are showing up to class on time and who are showing up to I was going to say work, but showing up to school at all. Thank you guys so much. That is a great employment skill. I promise you that if you work for someone someday, they're going to love that about you, being on time and being there for your employer. So thanks to all you guys for that. Wonderful job to all of you who will earn that certificate. Also, boys soccer today at 4 p.m. and boys basketball at 5:30. Got to go to Ticket Spigot for your tickets. Come on out and support them.
Mute.
Thank you. Mr. Stewart, do we have like student reporters from those sports that are going on now so that we can get the news every day?
So that was one of the discussions with Mr. Pung, but I have not verified that yet. But there was some discussion about that possibility that they were going to send a reporter to every sport and have them take care of all the information. But I've not gotten the confirmation on that yet.
Yeah, because all those are in swing now. So definitely be good to hear the news every day on those. Freshmen, I know you've heard all this from Ms. Myers and Ms. Hurst about PSAT and concordance and all that will be more applicable to you probably next year as far as concordance and what that means for graduation. However, we will have your PSAT scores here, and it will be likely January, but I will work with Mr. Clark to have him come into your ELA classes and show you how to link your PSAT 8-9 scores with Khan Academy, because that is the first step. If you did not do that last year in middle school, that way process will already be in effect for next year when you actually take the PSAT in an NMSQT, which is a different test than you've taken these last 2 years. But we'll get you linked as well. So those of you who are wanting to get on the track early for SAT success, we can make that happen for you. And we'll get those scores put in for you in January. Also, something specific for freshmen, our next PBIS day that's coming up December 16th. In order to attend, you must have no referrals between now and then. We just started over brand new with a nice 3 weeks empty set of steps. So all of you started off yesterday with a clean slate. So work towards not getting to that point over the next 3 weeks so that you will be able to attend our Q2 PBIS Reward Day, which will include our yearly dodgeball tournament. So it's just a great time. So I don't know if Mr. LaFlamme, here's your personal invite if you can arrange it to come. He's played with us before. Any teachers out there who want to join in, we'll gladly put you out on the court so students can throw with you. Ms. Myers.
All right, that's all I have for today. Remember, your time is short in class, and right now is when you can make a difference on those Q2 grades. Get busy. We have just a few days left before the end of the 9 weeks, and it's going to go by super fast. All right, make it a good one as together we
move forward.
And be great.
And be Brahmins.
All day.
All day.
Hello, welcome back to this month's wellness video. My name is Catherine Williams and I'm the Director of Mental Health and Behavioral Supports. It's great to see you again. Last month in October, we discussed coping and coping strategies. We also call it self-care. You may also hear the term self-awareness and self-management. It is very important to take care of yourself, know your limits, have a consistent, healthy routine in place, and practice your self-care. Okay, let's get started. Before we dive in, we want to establish a few ground rules for our classrooms. As we present our topics, these ground rules will help us to have productive and respectful discussions, as well as safe learning environments within our classrooms. Our first ground rule is that we should all listen with an open mind. We need to respect each other's beliefs and opinions, even if we do not agree. We will avoid personal stories. It is okay to ask questions and to share information with the class. However, we want to be sure to leave individual names out of the stories or questions. Next, we will also be supportive of one another. We will not tease or make fun of anyone or anything that is said in this class. We will listen when someone is speaking, and only one person will speak at a time. We will be respectful. Our last and most important ground rule is that whatever is shared in this room stays in this room. This is a safe space to speak and ask questions. What is said in this room should not be gossiped about later in the hallways, cafeteria, classrooms, or on social media. However, please know that we want you to discuss with your parents or guardians the material that is presented in our videos. It is important to note that if a student discloses harmful behavior or potential harmful behavior to any adult, that adult is required by law to report that behavior. Today we are going to talk about removing the stigma on mental health, how to help yourself, a friend or family member that is struggling with a mental health concern or mental health challenge, and the resources that are available and how to access those resources. Do you know what this means? Let's take a look. Mental health illness is diagnosed when it affects a person's thinking, emotional state, and behavior, and when it disrupts the person's ability to work, attend school, or carry out daily activities. Stress, anxiety, and depression can be associated with mental health concerns, but there are more. Some signs and symptoms of mental health challenges are emotional changes. This can mean feeling depressed or hopeless, social isolation, self-injuring, prior suicidal thinking and or behaviors, having family members or friends who have attempted or died by suicide, stressful events, abuse or trauma, significant physical and behavioral changes, and drug and alcohol abuse. Mental health has been a big topic of conversation recently. In fact, the Okeechobee School District created a whole department solely devoted to mental health and behavior. If you'll recall from our first wellness video, we really want to stop the stigma about mental health. What's a stigma? Teachers, please pause the video here to review the definition of stigma.